And so the first talk will be delivered by Gary Huang, who is the managing director of Infineon Taiwan. And I look at his bio. He has very, I would say, seasoned executive level in all the IC industry, and has been running a VP of the Greater China, a lot of experience. Cypress, semiconductor, mergers, So with all this, by the way, he also holds a BS degree from EE department from the UC Davis. And his title will be Path Towards a Greener Future, Decarbonization with Innovative Silicon, and the Wide Bandgap Solution. So let's welcome Gary. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Very remind me a long time ago when I was in school, this is going to be a lecture. But hopefully I give you something more energetic and then more exciting about a compound semiconductor for the future. So let me start with a little story to share. And how many of you really feel or experience a greenhouse effect is threatening your life? Anyone? Except the few degree of temperature increase? Oh, great. Okay, so we have the same experience. So I was in Iceland a few years ago when we all could travel. Okay, and I was actually driving the car around the island with my family. And then one day I wake up, the biggest news I saw on the headline is about a polar bear is going to show up in the town within 30 minutes. I said, why? Iceland doesn't have a polar bear. I say, oh, because one piece of the big iceberg mailed from the Greenland floated over to the Iceland. So a polar bear is coming, so you better start running before we hunt it down. Well, this is the first time I have that experience, okay? So I think the greenhouse global warming is really a problem to me, and I hope that you also feel the same. So I'm Gary Huang. Thank you, Semi, for having me here. And this is my very first time representing Infineon to this fine audience, online and then offline. I mean, real person. Thank you. We have been all talking about saving the planet, global warming, and energy efficiency for many decades. But what have we really achieved? Actually, very, very little. Can you imagine past 10 years? CO2 emission doesn't reduce too much. It's still around 35 gigaton per year. Yes, in the 2020 and 21st, there is a few gigaton reduced. That's the only good thing about COVID-19. That's the only thing about the virus. So, what we could not reduce it? What happened? Maybe we're all very busy on making the new way of communication. We moved from 3G to 5G within 10 years. And then the download speed go fast, 10,000 times faster. And then maybe we're all busy on making success in the capital market. NASDAQ went from 3,000 to 12,000 in the same period of time. I know it's not a good example today, but still, since I wrote it in my notes, so I better to share. And maybe, okay, we all know technology like a wide band gap, just not yet caught up with what we wanted to do. So we can wait a little bit. But this is the reason we are all here in this room, right? Or we have not seen the polar bear showing on our front door, so we don't get too worried about it. Well, today, Infineon, we would like to share with you, we would like to share with you our approach in saving the planet with our product solution to make life easier, safer, and greener. So Infineon see two mega trends for the future profitable growth: decarbonization and digitalization. We have a 50,000 employee from all continents with 56 R&D and 20 manufacturing locations around the world. This is all built upon our financial success in 4 business divisions: automotive, industrial power control, power sensing, power and sensor system, and connected security system, which also lead us become a number 1 in auto and power and allow us taking the challenging position in microcontroller. Okay then, what problem we are going to tackle and how? As mentioned in the beginning, we all know global warming is essential the result of the excess amount of CO2 emission, or we call greenhouse gas. 2/3 of today's greenhouse gas emission come from the energy sector, and 1/3 of the world energy requirement are already consumed for electricity, and the increase of the population and the trend of the digitalization will call for more demand in the electricity. From the well-known Paris Climate Agreement, there is a goal to limit global warming to no more than 2 degrees above the pre-industrial temperature by year 2050. According to this scenario proposed by the IRENA, International Renewable Energy Agency, energy-related CO2 emission will need to fall continuous to 10 gigaton, which is, I guess right over here. This is our goal, right? By year 2050. And then the big part of the saving will come from electricity generation. This is part. And industrial, as well as transportation, okay? I know this is difficult. I know there is no silver bullet for it, but this is why today Infineon would like to share with you our approach. From Infineon, under the decarbonization focus, we target on 3 strategic areas to battle. Well, first of all, is the fuel switch, okay? Fuel switch, we focus on the efficiency of electrolyzed water. Infineon provide a valuable support for the development of the hydrogen economy. Second, energy efficiency. Developing the state-of-the-art wide bandgap product for improving the efficiency is our mission in the energy conversion and delivery, including the automotive. Third, renewable energy. This is about enablement by Infineon solution offered to harvest more all sort of a nature resource like the sun, like a wind. To make this happen, we not only the variety of a semiconductor product, but we also offering our system solution know-how to customer to get things done. So I like to use this cartoon-shaped page to kind of illustrating you, for example, how we're taking the system level approach, and then we pull it back to talk about a compound product, so you have all view from the different spectrum of different side of the spectrum. So first of all, let's look at the energy, renewable energy part, okay, which is the power generation. So on this part, our mission is to get more out of sun, okay? This is all about our solution. I think the system level solution got to feed into something in order to provide a better life to the human being. I mean, in terms of the energy sector. So we actually focus on how we can feed in the electric produced by the grid, so we feed in the grid better. And then we also know, and then having the solution to harvest the solar array more effectively. And also we know, because this is a nature resource, so we got to store it somewhere. So the storing mechanism, storing solution also need to be very effective. And last but not least is about power density, because everything is going to cost the land. And the area, some area is particularly actually very precious in the real estate. So with a higher power density, we can make the thing smaller and better. Now let's shift the gear to the electromobility. And our mission is about enable more while using less, okay? On a next generation EV, we offer a deep system, a product know-how, utilizing across the division. We have 4 different divisions, a competent solution to our valuable customer. And our solution offering is not only 1 or 2. We actually have pretty much cover all different areas of the application for the automotive. For example, we have the onboard charging, and then also the motion control inverter, and an energy management, battery management system, and a high power conversion. We have all those solutions ready, and then to serve our customer. So just so you know, approximately half of all plug-in hybrid vehicle and then the electric car with the battery produced in last year using Infineon solution as their inverter. And in the future, with the silicon carbide, with our solution, we could even extend the driving range of a next generation EV by 5 to 10%, just by using the silicon carbide we offer. Next one is about, I have 2 in this picture here. So it's about data center and 5G. And I make it easier because the same concept coming from the harvesting, delivery, power efficiency, and power density. And on the 5G side, it's all about efficiency and then also about size. No one wants to have a base station to your next door. So we're going to make the base station actually in a more economic size. And then with our solution, for example, we can actually get the fanless high power design up to the antenna pole, which means that you can put more coverage into the system, as one example. And on a data center, due to the mega trend of digitalization, from the COVID-19 time, we got to all work from home. We got to using a lot of Zoom, Team, and then WebEx, many different ways to do the telecommunication, video communication. So the bandwidth is required a lot. And then that means also the server require a lot of expansion. Okay, so then the data center contains various IT devices, as you know, and then all this IT devices actually run electricity. And then because it's all run electricity, so we need to actually make sure that it's more efficient, and then the size and then the density can be higher. So now we cover most of the system level solution as an example to share with this audience. And now we look at a compound semiconductor. This is a page we've been used in many different forms. And I like this page. Why I like this page? Because it's actually deliver all the key message that we need to know, in our opinion, that how is the compound semiconductor gonna complementing with the silicon solution. First of all, silicon solution is not gonna disappear. I know many people are gonna ask that question. No, silicon solution is not gonna disappear. Compound semiconductor will complementing the silicon solution because silicon solution will basically focus on more low and high power in a mature segment, which is where the cost is more sensitive, okay? This is why I don't like to call compound semiconductor as a 第三代半导体 or 3rd generation semiconductor because it's not really 3rd generation. It's just another option, another alternative, and then that serve a different use of the application. Now, on the silicon carbide, we believe that it will be used on more high power level, like industrial power, solar, wind, and then also the charging pie, because the characteristic of a silicon carbide is working on the more higher power, and then in comparison with the switching speed, it's a little bit lower than the gallium nitride, okay? And then on the gallium nitride side is perfect for the consumer and commercial application, okay? And it's especially enable the smaller form factor. I will show you one example later, but it's really like I remember that, let's say 2 or 3 years ago when I buy the iPhone, okay? I gotta look for the small charging, we call it tofu, okay? The tofu. And it only can charge my phone. It cannot charge for others. And now all I need to do is carry the same size of the fast charging, and with the fast charging, and then I can power my iPad, my laptop, and my phone, okay? So that's how the evolution really is serving us, okay? So, well, to make all this happen, and to really make the compound semiconductor in a reality with a cost-effective solution, we need to advance our silicon-based power semiconductor manufacturing. And then we have to invest. And Infineon has invested a lot. So on the front end side, this is the front end, we call the fab, the manufacturing. Dresden, this is our world first high volume production site for power semiconductor on the 12-inch wafer. And then after that, just last year, okay? So we have our second fully operation fab in Villa for addressing the 12-inch wafer for power semiconductor as well. And Villa site, which is in Austria, will continue to serve as an innovation-based and global competence center for the wide band gap technology by converting existing silicon facility over the next year. So 6 and then 8-inch silicon line will be converted to the silicon carbide and gallium nitride manufacturing. And both Villa and then Dresden will form a virtual mega factory to provide more flexibility and a better economic scale. We also further invest in our Kulim, Malaysia fab. Around 2 billion, okay, for the silicon carbide and then a gallium nitride power module. And this construction will begin in July and will be complete in 2024. Well, with all the front end, with all the back end, it's just a bunch of pack of sand. So we need to package that, we need to test that. And then just to also introduce that Malacca, we have our largest assembly and test facility, and then we will further expand that, especially this is a very important, I think it's a leading site for the testing assembly for our automotive industrial product. And then just one page to show that, I mean, I'm not going to go through all the data sheet, etc. It's just not the purpose of this forum, but we just want to show you that, well, having the performance of the silicon, having the performance on the compound semiconductor, we also offer a variety of the packaging size for the different application, because power semiconductor, one very important thing is about heat transformation or the efficiency of passing out the heat. And then, so we actually offer a variety of the choice. Okay, well, I got a reminder already. And then we make the trackable success in helping our valuable customer to achieve their goal. So thank you for your trust and then choosing Infineon. Over 3,000 customers adapting our solution enjoy their success already. And more than 5 OEM, okay, automotive, and then they are actually using our silicon carbide solution in their next generation model. So of course, I mean, we only can unveil one, and then you will surprise them, surprise everybody later. On the gallium nitride side, I think I already covered that. Well, first of all, we really thank you, Delta, to take our gallium nitride solution for their gaming power platform. And then also on Anchor, they also take our gallium nitride solution for the high density fast charging, fast charging in their charger for about 100 watt. Okay. So this is my last slide. Okay. So Infineon is making decarbonization happen. Broader solution portfolio across silicon carbide, and gallium nitride. And then we are continuing expanding and then our capability. And then so we are the only player operating 2 large-scale 12-inch wafer fab for the power semiconductor. Last but not least, Infineon look forward to bring a better solution through cooperation with our partners and with our customer. Together, we contribute to realize of the decarbonization future. Thank you.